Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
And a happy, wonderful Wednesday to all of you wherever you might be. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We've got a big one today.
It's going to be a treat, and we're going to see how this will go, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I'd like to start with a question, Ashley.
Yes, Jake.
What's better than having a guest on our podcast?
Maybe 2 special guests?
What? That would be crazy.
I know.
We've lost our minds, but that's exactly what we have today. Not 1, but 2 special guests. And guess what, everybody? Now that it's summertime, we're going back to school because we're talking about the Disney College Program, and we have 2 of our very special friends who are distinguished alumni of the Disney College Program.
Yeah.
We've got Morgan and Megan here today. Ladies, how are you?
We're good. How are you?
Good. No, I have so many questions. I'm really excited to get into this.
Yeah, because we know very little about the Disney College Program.
Yeah, I mean, we did our homework. We, studied for the test a little bit. We can spit some facts, but we really want to know what your experience was like and how that all went down. So...
Yeah, because I didn't even know that was a thing until I had met Megan, actually. So, yeah, excited to dive a little bit deeper into the Disney College Program. But I think before we get started, I think we need to do an overview because I don't think everybody knows what the Disney College Program is.
Yeah, who even knew that Disney could help you go to college?
Crazy.
I know. I just thought they were there for great churros and a fun time.
Yeah, churros, all the snacks. Okay, so a quick overview of the Disney College Program. So this is the website calls it a one-of-a-kind internship. So this is where you have the opportunity to experience, study, and create Disney magic, which is absolutely amazing. I think that's awesome.
No, that is really cool. As far as eligibility, you do have to be 18 years or older, so currently enrolled and taking classes in some U.S. college or university, graduating within 24 months. I do have some questions about this for the girls once we dive into it, but yeah, you just have to have completed 1 semester, meet school requirements like GPA, must have a U.S. work authorization or visa, and then there are actually several categories that you can go to school for. So you can go for food and beverage, retail and sales, operations, recreation, entertainment, custodial, and lodging.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
But it's awesome.
It is cool.
It's great. So not only are you learning the ins and outs of Disney, but you're also networking with Disney leaders and you're building your skills and improving your resume. But you're also offered that dedicated time in class to study if you're still taking college classes.
That's awesome.
Which I think is great.
Okay. So there you go. There's your
very
crash
broad
course on Disney College Program. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes, the Dole Whip and churros, if you will, of this. So you both met at the Disney College Program, correct? How did your friendship start?
So our friendship actually started, was a little bit weird because Morgan did not want to be my room, or did not want to be my friend. No. I wanted to be your friend. I did not want to be your roommate.
Yes.
That's amazing. Oh, boy.
For that, when the college program starts, or when the application process goes out, all over Facebook there pops up groups for the specific cohort that's going to happen. Now, these are run by the actual participants, so it's not Disney that's running them at all.
Okay.
And in them, you can just find pretty much anyone, and they'll be having a list of people, or a list of a questionnaire of, how do you like the room, hot or cold? Are you more a night owl or an early bird?
So it's like a blind date?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a blind roommate date. I will say going through them, it is a lot like going through a dating app to be like, nah.
So if you swipe left or right, depending on which one is desirable.
But yeah, so after you kind of read through and see if this person's a good fit, then at that point you start reaching out and almost courting them a little bit, being like, hi friend, you want to be my friend?
That's amazing.
So I reached out to Morgan first, and she immediately replied with like, "Oh, maybe." Well,
Maybe.
I had a
Oh my
roommate
gosh.
at the time. I was planning on rooming with this other girl from my college, and so I'm like, "Oh, I'm not looking for like a particular roommate. I'm looking for a suite mate, like someone like because the rooms come in 4 to 5 people per room, and then 2 bedrooms. You'll either get 3 or 2 in a bedroom. So I was like, I already have my 2 that I'm going to share a bedroom with. I need a suite mate though for the other 3, like the other 3 people in the other bedroom.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I definitely reached out a lot and finally wore her down to the fact where she was my roommate, and it ended up working out for the best, I'd say.
That's amazing.
That's
so,
awesome.
quick follow up because you mentioned it. You both were already enrolled in college, right? Like Morgan, you said you were already going. You had another girl possibly from your college that you could have roommates with. So, interesting.
Yes. I was about to graduate, so I applied for, it's called the fall of 2014. 2018, sorry.
18?
I have high school reunion coming up, so I'm thinking about high school.
Nice.
So fall of 2018, which means it started in August, and I graduated in May of 18. So it worked out perfectly for me because at the time, it was actually, you had to graduate within 6 months instead of 24. So they're giving a lot more leeway now. Pretty cool.
That's very cool.
Interesting.
And then I was actually actively enrolled still in the middle of my program just because I started college a little bit later. And then I found this and that went off the rails. So
Oh, good. Excellent. It's amazing.
So, as kind of a follow-up to what you had discussed, so how did you learn about the Disney College program? Like, was it something you had heard just from friends, networking? How did you hear about it?
So I actually heard about it through Instagram. Good old Instagram
Really?
ads.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Morgan, how did you hear about it? So the girl who wanted me to be her roommate at the time, she did it the year prior at Walt Disney World.
Okay.
She told me about why I like Disney, and she's like, well, you should do it together and we should be roommates. So that's how I got involved.
Oh,
That's awesome.
interesting.
And were there just 2 of you rooming together, or?
We had 5 in our unit total, and we actually shared a bedroom with another girl as well. So there was 3 in our room, and then the other 2 girls were in the smaller bedroom.
Okay. And like, is this like, explain to me what the campus is like? Like, are you in a dorm room or apartments? Like, what's that whole thing?
So actually, it is an apartment building. So Disney had rented out and owned this apartment building in Anaheim, which was about half a mile away from the park.
Nice.
So super close. Disney sold the building to the area, and they absorbed it in there. So if you do want to live at the same apartment complex that we lived in, that is available. It is called Carnegie. So that is available there. So super exciting, but it was just an actual apartment complex versus like a dorm room.
Okay. Cool. So explain to us what the application process is like.
So I actually applied when I was stood up on a date. So the date that I was tell me about
What?
This date sucks. I'm going to Disney University.
Literally, I had gotten a notification that morning and I had plans to go on a date, and then I got stood up, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to apply for the college program instead. So it worked out for the better for me, I think.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
I mean, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
But for me, my college program, for me, when I applied, I had actually applied previously. So the year prior, I had applied. I had gone through the entire process, and I was actually put on a wait list. And then when I applied the second time, I got immediately straight through. And like within 10 minutes of me submitting my application, I already had a web-based interview that was already telling me that I needed to take it. And then I set up my right after. So the categories that it goes into is you apply, web-based interview, phone interview, and then you find out if you got it or not. So
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
But it moved pretty quickly then.
No, well,
No?
the second time
No.
it did. The first time my application process was a little bit different. I applied in January. I got selected to do a web-based interview in March, and then I got waitlisted in April. So it was a long waiting process of just not hearing anything. But for that, if you read any of the forums, it says if you no news is good news, and that's what you go off of.
Gotcha.
For
Interesting.
That's so different though, because so for me, since my friend already, knew what I was doing, she walked me through it. I filled out the application, I did the web-based interview, and I particularly remember for my phone interview, her and I were sitting in my living room. I did it off a landline because I didn't want the connection to be bad.
Oh my goodness.
And then they called, I'm sitting there, I'm calm, I'm, very nicely spoken on the phone. As soon as I hang up, I start bawling and crying my eyes out. I'm like, I
No.
didn't do it. I failed. I'm not going to be able to go. And she's like, no, you are fine. Calm down. It's okay. And then so they send out acceptances in waves, and so you see all over Facebook, like people who were in the first wave, you're like, I got it, I'm in, I'm going, and everyone is just waiting.
That's brutal.
And then
It's brutal.
I just remember on Valentine's Day, in the middle of class, I got an email, and I opened it, and I was like, I called my friend, the one who helped me apply. I was like, I got it. She's like, we were so excited that night. It was super great. So those are great Valentine's gifts. Cupid knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's amazing. So one of you went for it because of a bad date. The other found out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
Meant to be.
Meant to be. Okay, so you get accepted into the program. So what is next in terms of like cost? Is there a cost involved with the program?
There is minor costs involved with the program. A lot of it is your cost of living. And so this is kind of where Florida and California differs a little bit. So I'll mention Florida first. Florida, you have to pay for your room, like for your rent room, as a normal person would. So you pay it once a month, they give it to the college program and whatever. For Disneyland, you actually have it taken out of your paycheck. Now it's important to note that the Disneyland College Program is not currently a thing right now. It may come back in the future, but as of right now, it's not coming back. So only Florida is doing the college program. Other costs involved are just your basic cost of living. You're required to cover all of your food, drink, anything like that. And then there's also fun activities as well. So I was fortunate enough to go on a tour to Los Angeles. They have like a huge all-day 10-hour tour that we went to Griffith Observatory, we went to Griffith Park, we went to Hollywood, we went to the beach.
Oh, nice.
And that cost me $15, and that was just for the bus rental, and we had a tour guide. It was just a fun day, but that was all covered out of my own pocket.
Nice. So I have a question with that. Did you have to be a cast member already, or because you got accepted to the Disney College program, you just became a cast member? Neither of the two?
It depends on how it can go both ways. So when you do the college program, if you want to become a cast member after, your area first has to accept you as being a cast member first. So sometimes they'll just have it be like a trial period, and then sometimes the area will be like, we're so sorry, but after your college program, you can't stay. Other areas will offer you a chance to stay, and usually for the most part it's up to the cast member, unless you do anything that warrants them to say please don't stay. So for the most part, the people that want to stay get to stay. So I was fortunate enough for my area to ask me on if I was going to stay or not, and Morgan decided that she wanted to go home.
Gotcha. Okay, so for both of
calling.
you,
I must go.
right?
Yeah.
So for both of you, what would you say was the best part of your experience in the Disney College program? What was the best thing you took away from it?
Definitely meeting my roommates. It was so nice to go home after a long day and just have fun with people to hang out with, and
That's cool.
people who knew what I was going through. I would say for me, the best part was I got a long-term career out of it. So
Yeah.
It kind of worked out Coming from Utah, it was hard to decide if I actually wanted to be in California, like if working for Disney was right for me. And so it was a nice little trial period because, as a previous episode I stated, I was going to retire at Disneyland.
Yeah.
When I had millions, and now I'm here retired early. So it worked out for me.
Nice.
But it was a nice little trial because if I hated it, I can do anything for 4 to 6 months. But if I loved it, then I had the opportunity to stay.
Gotcha. Okay, so that was the best part about the Disney College program, but what was your most challenging part about the program?
So for me, I would say that I was put in a challenging area that I didn't see a long-term future with. So not being able to see that future, I was like, okay, well, at the end of the program, I can just leave.
Yeah.
So sometimes it made the days longer, and I think that was the most challenging.
I also know too that when it comes to California, there are certain rules and regulations that California had where college program cast members had to pull a certain amount of hours worked. And so some people that worked for Disney didn't like that because our seniority wasn't boosted, but it was boosted so that we would get the more shifts because they legally had to do that. And then after the fact, if you became a cast member, you started back at ground zero in terms of seniority. That's a little bit different in Florida because they're not unionized, but California is a unionized environment. So for that, there was a little bit of confusion there on that part.
Gotcha. So as a follow-up, I don't think we actually asked you. So what areas, because we mentioned there were a couple different categories in the overview. So what category or area did each of you focus on in the program?
So I did retail on Main Street, which was a lot of fun. I highly enjoyed it. In our apartment, we also had another person that did retail, somebody that worked attractions, and then somebody that did quick service. And Morgan,
I did a quick service food and beverage, which is the pretzel, popcorn, churro carts.
Churros.
Yeah, which ironically is our favorite treats.
Of
so
course.
there's that.
You back then.
You probably did. So knowing now, like Megan, you mentioned that there is a Disney College program in Walt Disney World. There was at the time in Disneyland. It sounds like right now it's only Disney World. But given the choice, which one would you do? Like, what's the difference between the two?
So there's a big difference. For me, I wanted to be at Disneyland because it was a little bit harder to, it's closer to home. It's my home park. I'd never been to Florida before. I'm also selfish and I wanted to be part of the Disneyland College program because it was harder to get into. So for the college program in Disneyland, they only accepted about between 250 participants each semester. And then Florida accepts 4,000.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot more.
It is a lot of difference in there. And so just having that smaller, more intimate program was a real benefit because you got to know everyone and you really just got to make those stronger connections.
Which is actually kind of funny that you guys ask. They ask us this exact question in the phone interview. Would you rather do Disneyland or Disney World if given the choice? And most people are told to say, oh, I don't care, or choose Disney World because you have a higher acceptance rate.
Right.
Well, I just said Disneyland because I'm from Colorado. I want to be closer to my family if I want to go home. They're closer to me if they want to come out. And so I was just honest, and it worked out in my favor.
That's amazing.
Look at
So
us.
good.
We could be interviews.
I know.
Okay, so Megan, this question I think is specifically for you. So you are obviously still a cast member with Disney. So what has helped you stay working at Disney from the Disney College program?
Honestly, I would have to say it's a lot of luck. I was able to advance quickly in what I was doing. I was able to find out what I really wanted to do with Disney and honestly just sticking towards it. There was a lot of circumstances that have happened within the last few years that allowed me to advance as quickly as I have. So that is a big chunk of it. The other chunk is I still love what I do. from what I learned in the college program, I use that every day. It's just getting there with the guests, getting that smile, making those memories, and trying to create magic is what makes me want to stay.
That's awesome. Okay, so Morgan, knowing that you are no longer with the Disney company, do you miss working at Disney? Are there certain things that you think fondly of or would go back for?
There are definitely certain aspects or perks that I miss about working for Disney. One of them being Megan received a picture of the Disney 100 painting. I don't know if you've seen the short on Disney Plus, but where they gather all of the pictures from 100 years and they take that photo. She got a picture of it, and I literally looked at her and said, "Can I have this?" So, one thing I miss is all the perks.
Can you get like 3 copies of that?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were mailed to us, and so I don't have any spares.
Dang it.
So real quick, so like what other perks are there, I guess, with being with the Disney College program?
The biggest perk that what most people look at it is what we've already mentioned is getting like a trial run to work at Disney and actually getting to put it on your resume. I think that's the biggest thing. You put it on your resume and then that's an instant conversation starter. Oh, you worked at Disney. Oh, like that's a great opportunity. I would say other perks too. Obviously, you get all the perks of a regular cast member. You get that park admission. You get your sign-ins as well. You get to experience like cast exclusive events and other things. We actually got to do the Haunted Mansion behind the scene tour. We got to ride Space Mountain with the lights on. We got to go
cool.
Nice.
to Thorn over California, and I got to touch the screen and actually see what they use for it as well. So it's actually, we got really cool opportunities because of the college program.
That's awesome. I'm jealous.
That's amazing.
I'm jealous.
So do you guys have any advice for new Disney College program students?
I would definitely say if you're considering working at Disney in general, when it comes to that web-based interview, make sure that you're being honest and truthful. A lot of times people will say what they think Disney wants to hear versus being honest with themselves. And so sometimes you're not the best fit for Disney. It sounds like a fun opportunity, but it is at its core a customer service based role where you're talking with a lot of people. And so having that opportunity to really go and be honest about it, you really have a better opportunity going there. I would also say just soak in all the magic that is there. Participate in everything that you can. A lot of times locations know that this is a very temporary thing. And so, partner with your leadership team to be able to go on those specific attractions or things that these cast that are exclusive for the college program participants.
Nice. Okay, so last question for both of you. So Disney College program aside, what is your favorite thing about Disney?
So my favorite thing about Disney is all of the memories that you make, whether it's with your family, with your friends, you go by yourself and have a park day. There's just so much that goes on, so much you can take in. Just sit there, smell the popcorn on Main Street, and just take it all in. And you'll have those great memories for a while.
Yes.
I would say for me, it's definitely those, echoing the memories, but also like I created some wonderful traditions because of my college program. Don't judge us too hardcore, but some of me and Morgan's favorite activities is to just sit on a bench on Main Street and eat McDonald's while people watching.
You have to try it once.
Wow.
All right, let's do it next time we go.
Add it to our bucket list. That is amazing. And again, I think this is something that either is not super well known. It's one of those, like you mentioned, you found it literally because of an Instagram ad, or you found it through a mutual friend. But for those that do find it, I mean, especially in Walt Disney World, like that's 4,000 people every year or semester. Like really a very cool program. So if you were curious about it, hopefully this helps tell a little bit more of the story. And for Morgan and Megan, we're so grateful that you guys would come on to do this. But before we let you go, while you're here, we were wondering if you guys wanted to take part in a little special segment on the podcast that we like to call Uncle Bob's Mailbox.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so if you could tell Bob Iger, Uncle Bob, anything in the world, what would it be?
So for me, I would definitely ask him to bring back the college program to Disneyland. I think it was a great opportunity for those people that still want to be at the happiest place on earth to have that experience of Disneyland, especially if it is their home park, to be able to do that college program and get that Disney experience.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I think that's cool. And it is a shame that they don't have it at Disneyland right now. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
So mine's a little selfish.
Okay.
I would ask that I could meet Josh tomorrow whenever I'm at Disneyland, so I can tell him a story about the one time we both wore jeans. He won't know what I'm talking about, but I'll definitely know what I'm talking about. And we both wore jeans, and I have to tell him because I did it and I regret it.
That's amazing.
All right, we can unpack that later. That's. I feel like there's a good story behind it. It's a great story. Apparently. Well, ladies, that was amazing. Megan, Morgan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and telling us about your experience at the Disney College program. You guys are both awesome. I think we're overdue to plan another trip, so we'll have to get on that. Yeah. But no, this was great. Thank you both.
That's it for this week's episode. Make sure to subscribe to us on Instagram, follow us on Patreon, and check out our t-shirt shop, Shop Threads of Imagination. We've got some cool new merch coming out.
Yeah, we do.
So, yeah, check that out. Until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.
Bye. Bye.